Holly with woodlandshits.com, and I have John Brown, who is the Director, Position 3 of the Woodlands Township here in the studio today. How are you, John?
I'm doing great, Holly. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So you have been in the Woodlands since 2010, is that correct?
That's correct.
And what brought you to the Woodlands?
So mainly it's my daughter. Once I had my daughter, I'm originally from Philadelphia, and I wanted a better place to raise her and basically have a family is when I decided to come to Texas.
Sure.
And then I came to Texas and was in an apartment in League City. My cousin lived here, so I lived close by him when I first moved here. And then when we decided where do we want to move is when we decided, okay, we want to move to the Woodlands. That's the best place for our family and to raise our daughter. So
I think it was a really good decision. I'm just saying.
I agree. I mean, when you factor in everything that is available here,
Right.
Walking distance, biking distance. I mean, I have I'm fortunate enough to also work here, so my drive to work is approximately 10 minutes.
Lucky.
Yes, so
That's awesome.
It is definitely fortunate. Yeah.
Good perk right there.
Absolutely.
So you just recently was elected to the Woodlands Township.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that journey and, some of the things that you're really passionate about with your new role with the Woodlands Township.
Absolutely. When I first moved here, again, coming from Philadelphia, I decided that wherever I moved to, I want to be active in the community. So almost right away when I moved here, I decided to join our local village association. So I've been part of the Alden Bridge Village Association for now over 6 years now.
Okay.
So I actively participate in that, and it brought me a lot of joy. I enjoy giving back. I enjoy the charities that we raise money for the scholarships for our kids in the community. And at one point, it's being there 6 years, I wanted to take the next step, and this obviously was it. I'm very passionate about public safety. It is probably number one, both for adults and for kids. Obviously,
Right.
I mean, having
have a little girl.
I have a little
yes.
girl. She's 9 years old, so I'm very protective of her. So public safety is number one, and then number two is also, making sure that our leaders in this community are looking out for the best interests of the community, right? So I know there's now we're in a good place. I feel really good about our leadership here. Not because I'm on it, but because the rest
touche.
because
you should be proud.
well, because
That's awesome.
we have a lot of good leaders, and
Yes.
I just happen to play a small role in it, but I feel good about our leadership here in our community. So I think that we're going to do some good things, especially with public safety, finances. We're doing great in the community regarding our budget, and that's it. And overall, I'm really passionate about the success of our community. So we're still growing. And I'm also the vice chairman of the Woodlands Convention and Visitors Bureau. So part of my job is how can we promote this great community to bring conferences and meetings here as a destination.
Right. And we were recently at the Economic Outlook Conference, and there was, I think Gordy somebody did a presentation about the CVB actually going to different trade shows to promote what's going on in the Woodlands. So tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely.
I thought that was really awesome, and the booth design was spectacular. So
you got to see
whoever
it.
did that, thumbs up.
Thumbs up to the CVB staff. Nick Walda and his staff are fantastic. So when Chairman Bunch was actually the chairman of the CVB, I think this was his last year. So when he became chairman of the CVB, he moved into a different direction. The Woodlands Convention and Visitors Bureau was primarily an event organization, to bring, basically to manage, I would say, to manage and raise funds for events for the township. And it is now more along the ways that we're no longer an event planner or hoster. We will sponsor the events, but we are more looking along the lines as a regional and international destination, right?
Sure.
Our target market is now no longer the community. It is in the state of Texas, in the United States, and international. So we're trying to bring in, the big giant, the big conferences, the big meetings, why have your meetings in Houston when you could be having them in the Woodlands?
Sure.
So that is kind of the route that we're going in. And yeah, the display booth is fantastic. We are kind of rebranding the Visit the Woodlands, so you'll see that coming up pretty soon. I'm excited about that. We're going in a little bit of a different direction, but it's basically, in the end, for the residents, it's actually better, right? Because what's most important to the residents is lower taxes.
Absolutely.
So our job is to fill the hotels up, get people to spend money so our sales tax revenues go up, and ultimately we reap the rewards for lower taxes.
Well, you guys are doing a phenomenal job. I am a California transplant, so when the speaker at the EOC was talking about the person from California coming in 2008, I was like, oh my gosh, she's talking about me, like dead on. Right. I was like, I'm looking at all my table mates like, did somebody say something to this guy? So it kind of blew my mind. But I totally geek out at the EOC every year. I mean, there's always some great stuff going on in the Woodlands and the community, and I'm truly proud to be a part of the community. I love to give back as well. And again, congratulations on your new role with the township. Are there any things that you've got kind of on the plate that you're going to be announcing soon, or that you're working on with the township that you can share at this time?
Yeah. At this time, it's mainly we are focusing on public safety, also our floods.
Yes.
We're drainage task force. We have our director, Bruce Reeser, who's doing a fantastic job, is going to spearhead that. So we are going to look at that on an ongoing basis, because the more that we build out, right? So we're not 100% built out yet.
Right.
I think we have, approximately 1,700 acres still left between residential and commercial. That number I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's around 1,700 acres. So as we build up and more concrete is developed, it takes away where's the water going to run? It's got to run somewhere.
Right.
So that is an important issue that we are going to be probably talking about for some time now. There's a lot of renovations going on. As you probably heard, we just recently purchased the Creekside.
Yes, the YMCA.
YMCA.
Yes.
We got to kind of get it over. We don't know what we're going to call it yet. So
Okay.
it's like we keep saying the Creekside Y, but it'll probably
Okay.
be the Creekside, I don't know, the Woodlands Creekside Center or something along that lines. But so that's exciting for not only for the residents of Creekside, it is actually exciting for us as a community, because our Bear Branch Recreational Center on Research Forest is basically, I want to say it's run at 100% capacity. Right? Really? Chris Nunes from our Parks and Recreation Department does a fantastic job at the programs. So this is another opportunity to actually expand our programs, give families more of an option, not just in Creekside, but even the lower part of the Woodlands. But newer programs added will be, it's a great piece of property, so there'll be newer programs added that the Bear Branch doesn't have. So as we get more into kind of what it's going to be, right? We don't have drawings or nothing yet, so we got to decide what it's going to look like and all that. But that'll be exciting, and it's exciting for the community at large, not just for Creekside, but it'll be another location where we can expand programs.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's some exciting stuff right there.
It is. That
you guys are
exciting.
busy.
And
you have a day job on top of that, so
yes.
Kudos to you, my friend.
Yeah, it's you expect a lot of work because it's not just 2 meetings a month, right? So you have to, if you do it right, which you should do it right, there's a lot of preparation that has to happen before you attend your meeting. So there is an agenda packet that's 200 something pages that you should read through. So it's a lot of preparation, discussion. There's something that's on the agenda that you might want to go do some planning on. You should go visit the site, like the St. Anthony of Padua site and different sites, so you kind of get a better understanding of it. So there's a lot of planning. And then that doesn't include all your subcommittees that you're on.
Right.
And
I hear you.
And I also am still actively into the Village Association. So I still attend the Alden Bridge Village Association meetings. I try to attend the other Village Association meetings. So, that's all on top of.
Well, you're a rock star.
Yeah.
Good job.
I just like to serve. I like to serve.
Yes, I hear you. And I do as well. So, I wanted to ask you, do you have any nonprofits or charities that are near and dear to your heart? I know the Woodlands, a lot of us here in the Woodlands are very philanthropic, and I just love that about this community. And so I just wanted to see, what was on your heart.
Sure. Well, there's tons of nonprofits that I support, but the one is the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, mainly because my wife is a survivor of acute myeloma lymphoma. So we've always had when we first started dating and when we got married, we always had our own little team. Regardless of the company, because Huntsman sponsors a team is huge, and they do a fantastic job. But we'll still have our own little small team, just the fact. So that's personally, that's near and dear, especially when she was a child. So for kids to have that kind of to go through that cancer is kind of sad, and so. But not to say that there's no other nonprofit.
I have a huge heart, so I love so many of them, and so I get you. I get you. That definitely would be near and dear to my heart if it was a family member, going through that. So, John, thank you so much for coming into the studio today. And, we'll be following you guys, what's going on in the Woodlands. We'll reach out maybe in a couple of months to see, what's going on with the facility over in Creekside. Mm-hmm. Soon to be named.
Right.
And, maybe we can work on something with that. But is there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, I just want to say I thank you. And I appreciate the opportunity. And you're always welcome to reach out to me or your fan base.
Yes.
has any questions to reach out to me. They can send me an email. The township is great about receiving requests, so I always like to emphasize to the residents or whoever's listening in the Woodlands community, always reach out to the township if you have questions or concerns. Reach out to your directors. That's what we're here for. Okay. So don't think that if
you're
you have
not going to be heard.
Right, we are, and this board is really dedicated to listening to the residents' concerns, and even businesses, small businesses, large business, even the business community. That's what we're here to do. Right. So feel free to reach out to us.
And where's the best place that they could reach you?
So they can reach me on my township email, which is jabrown@thewoodlands township-texas.gov. But I would always recommend going to the website.
Sure.
And you can look up all the directors in case you might have a specific name. Click on email, and it'll send me an email. And I get it right to my trusty iPad here.
Perfect.
So, we're always open.
Well, again, thank you so much for coming in today. Oh, one more thing.
Sure.
So the Super Bowl was huge. So who are you rooting for?
So I was rooting for Atlanta.
Okay, so was I.
Okay, and
going for the underdog.
Going for the underdog, but I just like to see somebody new win.
I know.
No offense to the Patriots, they're a great team. Tom Brady is probably arguably the best quarterback ever. Mm-hmm. But I'm a huge sports fan, so we could sit here all day and talk about sports. But Atlanta should have won the Super Bowl. They had the opportunity to kick a field goal, which would have caused a two-scoring possession for the Patriots to win, and they probably wouldn't have done that. So, I think it was 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, Atlanta had the ball on the Patriots side, and they decided to throw the ball twice. And they got sacked once and got a holding penalty twice, kicked them out of the field goal range, and then they had a punt. That ultimately sealed their fate.
Right. I
just only because I like to see somebody new win.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Well, again, John, thank you so much for coming in, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. And good luck on your new position with the township.
Thank you, and good luck with Woodlands Hits. I look forward to listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.